All right. All right, this is one of the Spring Cup games. CC is my teammate, so we will be rooting for him for sure. Against Shanji, who we saw Bebe completely dismantle last time they played. We'll see what kind of tricks Shanji wants to go for. Because that's what Shanji does. He's a tricky guy. Nice and comfortable. Alright, CZ not sending us probe out, so I don't know if we're doing in-base pylon infantry. So we're doing a one base build. Interesting. So not going to go for that forge expander gate expand. At least not at the front. So CC going to do something tricky himself. Shanji going to be going for that 9 pull. So actually in-base gateway is pretty good against the 9 pull opener. And it could be that he's doing this just because Shanji does do so many early pull builds. Doesn't want to risk dying to any of Shanji's nonsense. It's going to be the 10-12 gate. So, a lot of zealots against the 9 pull, which is pretty decent for CC. Against 9 pull speed. Shanji probably will go for that fast layer like he did against BB when he did 9 pull speed both times. A BGH 1v1 in disguise. With the chickens, yes. And yeah, we left 1 on gas, so we're going to go for that layer eventually. It's going to be a little bit of a later layer. It's not going to be like anything... Well, I say later. It's still going to be a fast layer considering, but... Shanji pulling... Or not Shanji. Wendy pulling 2 probes. I don't think he saw the lings. So kind of preemptively pulling the probes, which is pretty interesting. But second and third zealot going to come out. Lings are going to get inside, but I mean, there's 3 zealots here, and there's no like wall or anything for Shanji to be abusing, but he does get 1 probe early, which is nice. Gonna need a lot more than that, though, to make this worth it. CC gonna scout the main. See, there's no layer on the way yet. Does have the gas for it, though. Link speed finishes, and Shanji gonna run around and just try to be very annoying. So this is literally a BGH 9 pull versus Protoss right now. Zealot gonna be able to sneak away from those lings. Ideally, he gets 2 zealots here on the ramp and can plug that properly. Another link goes down. We're up to 5 zealots now. Forge on the way. Lair has started for Shanji. And yeah, we have the zealot set up kind of here on the ramp. Gonna try and get a cannon up. Shanji gonna jump on top of the zealot and should kill the first zealot of this game so far. And again, just gonna continue trying to run around and be annoying. Gonna try and jump on top of this cannon. CC gonna cancel it immediately. But there are only 3 lings left in the base now. If CC can stabilize and send his zealots across the map, Shanji's just gonna outright die. Shanji gonna try and break here, and actually there was an opening here on the left side, but not gonna take advantage of it. And CC gonna hold. So now the question is, does he move out before mutas get to his base? We're gonna get that Ford cannon. We got a lot of zealots out here. We never did get information with our probe whether or not when the lair started. We did see that he was still mining gas though when we scouted him. Shanji making his first additional probe since the 9 pull finished. Nice trade for Wendy there, catching a couple more lings. And I mean, we got 6 zealots here with 2 to plug the ramp and a cannon behind it, so he's definitely not in danger of getting counterattacked. Just gonna try to get across the map now, and Shanji's gonna do his best to just buy time and maybe get zealots to split off from the group. Gonna try and jump on top of that zealot, but not gonna go too well. 2 more lings going down to just 5 lings now, and 6 zealots on the way. Spire not quite halfway done. Cybercore getting close to done. So it's just going to come down to, will Windy get caught off guard by these muta? Can Shanji stop these zealots from getting into his base? Can he buy enough time for the muta? Pretty okay job by Shanji. Stalling for time, overcommitting a little bit and losing a couple lings over and over again. Spire, 500 out of 600 now. When you're going to go for the hatchery, should be pretty suspicious though that this hatchery still isn't done yet. But might not be aware that that is strange. So a lot of focus on the hatchery here. Spire does finish, but Shanji's still not able to deal with these zealots right now. Two zealots extremely low. And these are mutas building now, right? Maybe here in the main? Looks like it. So those are mutas in the main that are building. Stargate just about finished now. Still 4 zealots remaining, and we've gone through... Oh, these are still lings. Okay. So no mutas built yet. Just trying to get enough lings to stop the zealots. Is going to finally clear it up, but yeah, here Wendy sees the Spire done. So we're going to see defensive cannons around his Nexus. And it should start Corsair. There it goes. Maybe even +1 for our air if we want. Which I would recommend in this situation. But even just attacking with these zealots and forcing Shanji to continue to make... we actually made Scourge first. Which I guess is fine for the Corsair, but he also like really needs to get damage done, but it's just not going to happen at this point. Wendy still doesn't have a natural started though. But gonna kill this hatchery. 1 base Protoss versus 1 base Zerg, especially when that Zerg is, you know, 6 drones. Very Protoss favored. Scourge gonna fly in here and die for the fun of it. And we'll probably see that Nexus start pretty soon. Shanji continuing to make lings, gonna try and maybe bust the front, but I mean there's gonna be 5 zealots with the cannon here. He's gonna go for it, I guess. He knew what was there, and maybe Shanji doesn't have object permanence. He turned around and came back. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. Nobody get mad at me. But I mean, CC's so far ahead, it's hard to imagine Shanji being able to play from here. We're going to be collecting more and more Corsair. We do have that +1 on the way as well. I mean, Shanji going to be on 1 gas air, and once CC hits, you know, 6, 7 Corsair with +1, even, I think 5 +1 is good enough if you micro well. We got the probe trap to make sure the Corsair stack. Scourge are going to fly in here and hope to get lucky, but just sacrificing their life, which makes it just that much more likely that Shanji's just going to die to these Corsair. 5th Corsair on the way now. We're going to move out with the 4 Corsair, which is kind of risky, because 4 Corsair will not kill Scourge in time. But gonna kill this Overlord and supply it back. Shanji with just these 3 meter, one of which is very low on HP. And 2 Scourge are gonna come out, so this should be able to kill at least one of these Corsair. And there it goes. More Corsair are gonna fall to these Scourge. That's kind of what I meant. You want to get to that kind of crucial amount, or not crucial, but critical mass, so that you're killing Scourge before they can connect with you. Shanji does have enough money to kill these Scourge, or Corsair Gs. But again, it's not really going to matter. I mean, Shanji's at 18 out of 10 supply versus the 47 of CC. And, yeah, I mean, it just looks doomed. We got one Overlord here in the bottom right corner, at least. 4 more Scourge do pop in the Corsair, like I said. Cannot fight this without, you know, that 5-6 Corsair count. DT gonna come out with the Corsair, though. Even though there is detection here, I mean, there's so few units on the ground for Shanji that the DT actually can just win the fight. But we do have 2 Sunkens starting. Shanji looks at this situation and says to himself, playable. This is playable. Gonna try to run past, but it's actually gonna get picked off. Second Templar gonna take a lot of damage. Full supply at 11 minutes. Easy. Shanji likes his odds. We got 8 drones. No problem. A few more drones do pop at least. CC looking around the map for a hidden expansion, wondering why Shanji is staying. Like, maybe he has a hidden expansion somewhere. Something a little tricky seems to be going on. Additional gateways coming down for CC now, though. And it's just a matter of time until CC macros up and kill Shanji. Could have got it done with the Corsair, but not patient enough to wait for the correct Corsair count. He wanted Shanji to die now. We may even just make Archons. Could save for Storm, could be Archons. Hydrogen on the way. Shanji's starting to drone up now. Gonna go for that 2 base 4 hatchery build. Gonna come in here with this push. We're gonna target down this hatchery and open it up a little bit. There are basically no units. We got, what, 5 Lings and 2 Sunkens. 1 Hydra gonna pop now. Gonna even target the Hydra Den. CC maybe trying to eliminate Shanji without killing any units. Gonna jump in here with the Zealots and Archon, though. Gonna clean up a lot of these units. And looks like this push is still gonna fail, but even this is a lot of damage, to be honest. Any drones going down, super painful for Shanji. Archon looking for a ton of drone kills. Getting, I think, 13 total kills before it died, so... pretty good. Shanji been bringing all of his drones from his main to try to stay alive. Just doing everything within his power to stay in this game. with basically nothing. But now the Dragoons are coming out. They might not have Dragoon range. I think it's going to be pretty annoying, try to deny this base, and it looks like they should actually be able to. CC going about halfway and then stopping. Do we at least cancel the Nexus? No, we do not. And that's okay. We don't have to. We're far enough ahead. Okay, he does have goon range. That's good. We made a lot more Scourge for some reason. Not totally sure. Maybe a misclick. Hydroden almost done. Making more Sunkens. But now we have Goons out with a bunch of Zealots, and I think this will finally be the breaking point. We are at 28 supply to 105. Not looking great for our Zerg player. Wendy is so confident that he stormed a bunch of his Zealots with his first storm, trying to get those drones. And GG finally going to be called. Wendy going to go up 1-0. And I think they're playing 3 games no matter what. I think. And turn my scoreboard on. You say CC, Shanji, Protoss, Zerg. It's a fighting spirit. Of course it is. All right, swapped positions for game 2. Now, let's see, looks like Wendy gonna do the in-base pylon again, so could be a similar opening. Might just be thinking Shanji's macro is bad enough that he can kind of play this suboptimal opener and try to punish him from there. We'll see if he goes for that 2-gate again, or if maybe he wants to go Corsair Rush or something like that. Shanji is making Overpull this time, or at least an Overlord, so it could be Overpull, could be 12 hatch, but it is going to be that Overpull from Shanji, which is the most standard opener with ZVP. So we'll see those 3 additional drones. We'll see if he wants to take an early gas, though. Typically with Overpull, you're not taking an early gas, but with Shanji, you never know what's going to happen. CC is going to get that first scout with this probe, so we'll see how he adjusts to what Shanji is doing. Alright. CC gonna be kind of annoying with this probe. Gonna do the pylon block. We'll see if Shanji responds correctly. You can do hatchery at the front, but typically you're gonna see that hatchery go down at the third. But we do have lings on the way, so you can also check with your drone, like come back to see if he canceled the pylon. But in this case, yeah, so he is gonna cancel. We'll see the hatchery go down here, and that's totally fine. What's up, Robert? Yeah, we're just chilling and observing now. A little bit of some mild casting. Shanji did make 6 lings, which is more than you would typically make off of a 9 pool. Depending on the openings, I guess, but it is 2 gate, and it's going to be a little bit of an annoying situation, actually, because being forced to take this third against the 10-12 gate from Protoss is kind of annoying for Zerg to deal with. But the correct response is to just go 3 hatch and then kind of mass ling. So actually, so far from Shanji is actually doing the correct thing. We're just continuing to make ling. I don't know if we mined enough to start speed. I don't think we did. I think we stopped at 40, but yeah, basically just keep pumping ling like nonstop. Okay, yeah, we're going back on gas to get our ling speed. But 3 hatch, just mass ling beats the 10-12 gate very, very hard. It's really important, though, that you're fighting them out in the open. You're not letting them get on the ramps. If Protoss gets on the ramp, it starts getting kind of hard for Zerg. And yeah, gonna pull off and start speed, continue making lings. Shanji's actually correctly responding to this. Unironically, this is the best thing he could be doing. Now it's just gonna come down to micro. Is he gonna micro well enough? Decent damage on this top zealot. It is 5 zealots together, which can be a little bit scary. But yeah, we just keep pumping ling, and we just keep... Yeah, basically just that. We just keep pumping ling. We're going to see that forge come down from CC, and what should happen is that enough lings can basically swallow these up and then kill the natural from Protoss, but we let CC get into a position that's very difficult now for us to deal with, because he can get into the mineral line and it's very hard for us to deal with. We might be going for a counterattack, which is not the right call. We're going to let our hatchery die and make sunkens, so... Shanji was responding relatively correctly. It's only 5 zealots, but now we just basically traded a base to kill a forge and a pylon, because we're not going to get up this ramp, so... And we're even making 2 sunkens and hurting our economy even more. Rallying our links into the zealots, and... Yeah, not looking great for Shanji anymore. I actually really liked what he was doing, but... He, ended up making maybe not the best decision. I mean, now our economy is in shambles. Of course, they're going to be starting soon. A little bit of a shame. I was actually momentarily proud of Shanji. Now we're going to come back with all of our lings and kill all this, but we took a lot of damage before we finally got around to fighting this. And we're still actually going to let them get behind the minerals, unfortunately. Of course, they're probably going to pop very soon. Might be going for a desperate counterattack here, but I mean, there's a cannon and 4 zealots on this ramp. It's not going to work. What's up, Petra? Here comes the Corsair Hydroden just now starting. And this could just be more pain for Shanji. I mean, CC is on 1 base, so it technically doesn't look that bad. The issue is we're not mining from our 3rd still. We have only a single drone here. We made a sunken even though we know that there's nothing out on the map really. There's just only these 4 zealots. So, sunken is just, the chicken not being comfortable, you know? Not confident, not comfortable. Gonna jump on these zealots now with these links and finally clean them up. Is gonna trade pretty poorly though because of the positioning, but still has enough to kill it, so it's okay. Zero Lord Crusader just to be a prick and poke Ovies if Z doesn't have Spores Hydra. Yeah, so it's to kill Overlords, obviously, before they're technically prepared for, but it's also good for scouting, right? You always want the Corsair for scouting regardless. It's just a reliable way of seeing what Zerga's doing, so like he knows if he's lair or not. So he flew into his base, he saw that it's Hydra Den, he can scout around the map with it. Even gonna find this Overlord in the bottom corner. So it takes away Zerg's vision and gives you perfect scouting, essentially. And in the meantime, CC securing his front with a couple cannons and his zealots. Gonna be looking for that expansion. Shanji trying to get in here with Hydras, hoping to have killed that cannon, but doesn't quite get the kill. And yeah, situation once again looking very tough for Shanji. Even more Overlords gonna fall right as Overlords hatch here at the natural. We'll call it the natural, the second base. Another Overlord pops just in time for the next one to die. Shanji definitely hurting pretty badly. Zealot speed done before Hydra speed is done. Life is cruel. May see those DT come out. Nope, gonna be High Templar. Just kind of interesting. But Zealot's gonna join the Corsair over here. Make sure where the Hydras are gonna be fighting the Zealots so the Corsair can continue killing Overlords. Is at least gonna finish up these Sunken, so we're not gonna lose the base. And there is the DT with the Overlords going down. Overlord trying to get over to this base. Looks like this is probably an Overlord that's building at least. DT gonna try and pick off some Hydras in the meantime though. CC just being very, very annoying. And yeah, the Overlord pops. The DT actually could probably win that fight if it targets the weak one first. Yeah, and the Corsair just continue to find Overlords. I mean, they've got 7 Overlord kills already. About to be 8. And Shanji is being tortured to death. Would have tapped out from sheer frustration. You know, say what you want about Shanji, the man has a lot of heart. He ain't a quitter. He'll challenge people much better than him, and he'll fight to the bitter end. Zealots coming in here on these Hydra. Corsair rejoining the fight to start picking at this Overlord as the DT shows back up, but I mean, there's just no units out on the field for Shanji to deal with this. Trying to focus the Corsair, gonna get one of them. Oh. Okay, we storm the Zealots. one of the Corsair does go down. But, yeah, we're gonna lose the space, and Shanji calls GG. till the last larva moves off the creep. Yeah. Oh, oops, I didn't update the score. Yeah, 2-0. My bad. Alright, this time we are actually getting the forward pylon. So CC gonna play a little bit more standard. It is cross spawn. So if Shanji went for early pull shenanigans, he would have a little more travel distance, but looks like we are getting the overpull from Shanji again. And it's going to be the Forge expand, not the Gate expand. Looks like we're gonna get that annoying pylon block again for Shanji, potentially. Okay, we got the hatchery down. I actually can't believe that went down. And I don't think it's misplaced. I kind of wasn't paying attention. I cannot believe that drone got that hatchery built. With both the drone and the probe on top of it like that. It's kind of crazy. CC did go for that cannon first. So the sixlings probably not going to get anything done. If they go straight across the map, it does mean that CC has to pull probes. Gonna try and get that gateway to plug the wall a little bit. But we're gonna have to pull probes to stop these lings for sure if they manage to go straight across the map. We'll keep an eye on what they're gonna do here. Would love to see an Overlord start here soon for Shanji. But not sure what we're building here. We'll keep an eye on that. Probes did come down to the ramp. Second cannon not going to really be relevant here. Now the lings actually could potentially just jump on top of the cannon, but yeah, unfortunately Shanji tried to go through the bottom side. The top side is actually too probe thick. So yeah, he chose a bad angle to go in. Gonna get deflected and basically do no damage. And we're taking a hidden third as Shanji. So here's the trickery for this game. Also overmining a lot of gas. And it looks like Shanji forgot an Overlord. So that's going to hurt our drone production quite a bit. Still no Overlord even started yet. Still no Overlord. Shanji. Shanji, make an Overlord, please. Please, Shanji. Alright, we just made 3 Overlords at once. Okay, we made another hatchery. Okay. Can we please make an Overlord, Shanji? There's the Hydra Den. But how about an Overlord? What do we think about an Overlord? Evo chamber. Alright, we're just never planning on going above 18 supply. I'm actually confused. Okay. We finally made an Overlord, guys. We've been supply blocked for like 3 minutes. Shanji, what are you doing, man? Shanji. We don't have units to deal with these 2 zealots, man. We've been supply blocked forever. Well, we're going up to 5 hatch Hydra. Which is a build, kind of. But typically, by the time your 5th hatchery goes down, you have more drone, so you can afford it. I mean, there we go. Alright, so we're mining in top right, finally, with our first drone. Shanji has potentially, just needs some help. Shanji. I know CC's my teammate, I just, you know... Sometimes I want to see the chickens get better too, you know? But I can't train Shanji. He is my enemy this tournament. Maybe next time. Alright, Corsair's gonna come out, kill some Overlords. We're gonna go back to being supply blocked. But you know what? Shanji's used to being supply blocked in this series. It doesn't even bother him anymore. He might, we'll see. We got our Templar Archives coming down, our additional gateways on the way. If Shanji just made like 1 full round of drones with all of his larvae, and then started pumping Hydra, he could actually have a pretty good mass right now. This Corsair is looking around though and may end up finding this top right base now. Very, very likely. But Shanji pretty happy with his current drone count, I guess. Going into Hydra production. A little bit early, like I said, like to have sent like another like 10 to 15 drones and he would have been in really, really good shape economically. Okay, we made a couple more drones. But a little bit worried about how strong CC is going to be by the time the Hydras get onto the map. Gonna have that +1 attack, +1 armor probably on the way. Should be +1 armor. Additional gateway is going to come down. The production from CC is going to explode pretty soon. Even a DT with these zealots is going to have overlords up here, but not enough Hydras to fight this army. That being said, looks like CC might be heading towards the natural of Shanji. And Shanji does have enough here to hold this, especially with the SimCity. So we'll see how quickly CC turns around. Alright, actually going to try and come in as a pretty good drone drill from Shanji, so going to be able to clean up a bunch of these zealots. And normally this would be a great trade for Zerg. I'm just a little bit worried about the drone count, like I said, especially if they're going to chase. And we're going to lose a few extra drones for free. We're at least going to clean this army up, actually. Another drone goes down, another drone goes down. Yeah, very, very painful when your drone count's already so low, but good army trade from Shanji. Drone count actually is starting to look pretty healthy here on the top right, going up to that 6th hatchery. I mean, 6-hatch Hydra, this is a normal build for Zerg. We're just about 25 drones less than what you want to be. But we made it there. +1 armor for CC should be finishing very soon. 3rd base going to be coming down pretty soon as well. We got the lair on the way. Gonna get our cannons up on the high ground here. +1 armor finishes for CC now. It should be the next thing would be +2 armor, but we will see. I know when I was watching Bebe the other day, she kept going 2 attack upgrade before armor, and that's not quite right. It's okay. It's not the worst, but actually, yeah, it might be the worst. I guess Plasma Shield would be the worst. Alright, Spire comes down, and CC spots it immediately. We are going to intercept this Corsair and not kill it, because I guess we don't have Hydra range yet. Gonna finally pick it off there. Shanji gonna get that extra base. I was just about to say I'd like to see an additional base come down, but it's gonna be very hard for him to hold this push from CC. We are down about 30 supply. CC does have some storms here. We got about, yeah, just about 4 storms ready. We are leaving a pretty decent bit of army up here at the 12 o'clock position, though, to protect it while we're going for this attack. And yeah, there's not really much here for Shanji to defend. Has a lot of Hydra here in the top right base. Lurker's probably not very close to done if we're going for Lurker aspect. And we are at least going to have this Hydra flank. Actually, Shanji's supply is okay as long as we don't eat too big of storms. Could be pretty good. Yeah, this first storm is going to be a big one. Second one, also a pretty good storm. So we'll see if Shanji can clean this up. There's still 2 more storms available. It does pick off 1 high temp bar, which is good. We're going to get 1 more storm. Big storm on these Hydras. And I think that's actually going to be too much for Shanji to deal with. A lot of reinforcements over here on the other side of the map. Not looking good for our mountain chicken hero. Reinforcements from Shanji going to come in from behind, but also reinforcements from CC showing up. And I think that's going to do it. Shanji might try to play it out for a little bit. But I don't think he's going to be able to clear this army anymore. We do have this extra base finished. We once again made a bunch of Scourge. I think Shanji, when he's panicking, we keep making Scourge. It must be an accident. Might need to change his hotkeys a little bit or something. If the Scourge could dive bomb the ground units, then he would be able to hold. Maybe. Probably not. Not anymore. Right. What's up, Dustin? Making a bunch of sunkens in our main, trying to hold on. Thinking maybe with these extra bases here in the top right, our hive on the way, maybe we could pull off some magic, but there's far too much Protoss here. First observer showing up at 14 minutes. CC, a little bit lucky that Shanji was so late on his Lurker. If he had started Lurker right away instead of Spire, he actually could have had a Lurker in time and survived. But GG, when are you gonna win? 3-0 over the Mountain Chicken, Shanji. All right. You have the resources of the attack happen, even had larva. Yeah. Yeah. Poor Shanji. Okay, I think that is it. Yeah, Shanji just now said in the group chat that he forgot to upgrade Lurker. Alright, well, I think that's it. I think we're done now. I'm gonna go to bed. Thanks for watching this cast amongst the chicken players. Maybe in the future when Shanji's not my opponent, I can help him a little bit. I see a little bit of potential. It seems like he has like a general idea. I wish I could ask him why we didn't want to make an overlord for like 3 minutes. Alright, I'm gonna go to bed. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I'll be back on tomorrow. We're gonna try and keep laddering every single day. I'm gonna try to really try to improve. We're taking it serious now. We did, what, 6 games today? For me, that's a lot. But yeah, I'll try and do some more tomorrow. Hopefully I can get a little bit better sleep. Hopefully we can play a little bit better tomorrow. We did go 4-2. It felt like I played terribly. Should have won the last game as well, so that's okay. I just need to keep practicing until me being bad is acceptable. But yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good night, guys. Glad you enjoyed it, etc. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.